hold of Leon Redmond and see if we can use his laundry this afternoon.
You're going to have to bring that van into the back, sweetheart.
The bottom line is they created it. They made it. It's some kind of home brew that inmates. It's a continuous problem when you have a prison situation that inmates will stow away or put back and attempt to make any kind of homemade brew to get high off of.
And they locked their doors and just got bolted down and just were going to be ready for anything that happened. Had some people that left town, went to some friends in another town, and just lived with it.
This morning, the United States Marshals, I assume in cooperation with the prison authorities at El Reno, transported Bhagwan and apparently 60-some other prisoners to the Air National Guard facility here at Oklahoma City, and they boarded the US Marshal jet. It left here about 8:20 this morning, heading for points west, but I was assured by Mr. Ernest that the plane would be in Portland this evening, and Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh would be back in Oregon certainly by tonight.
Bhagwan, happy Halloween!
Everybody got a shovel floor? Oh, I heard it. Throw it at the photographer. Yeah, let's make sure we get the prettiest one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Of course, with the water treatment plant going online, we'll be able to pull between 10 and 15 million gallons of water a day from Lake Arcadia, which will be doubling our water supply system. At our current population, it would provide us with an abundance of water. But Arcadia is to look to the future, too, and it's going to give us a water supply that will meet our needs up to the 21st century.
OASIS Community Center AIDS hotline. This is Jim. May I help you? But if they want to take the test, it's at the Blood Institute, and they can take it. Okay. It would have to be transmitted.
With the people who already have AIDS, the AIDS support program at OASIS, the community center, is trying to help them out either in terms of just logistical things of getting them to the doctor and back, getting their groceries for them, or finding them a place to live. And they have helped 2 AIDS patients so far, 1 IV drug user and 1 gay male, and they've expended their funds totally just on those 2 people.
ways you can use the media, and it's not using in a negative sense because we like it.
With information and to get the people talking, people, the young children in our probably would be sexually active at age 16.
We have a tremendous problem here of teen pregnancy, and we have very few programs in all areas.
Well, no, not a lot. And one of the things we've had to do is get more physicians involved. That's been ignored in healthcare services. So now there's actually the acceptance of society of so much exposure for children to variable kinds of sexual activities and sexual messages is a big part.
But you've made a laughingstock out of the horse people here in Oklahoma. You made Oklahoma the laughingstock of the nation.
On September 9th, dozens of residents from southern Oklahoma gathered to get it all out in the open. They met at the state capitol and told the Oklahoma Racing Commission they are adamantly opposed to the one major track concept. The commission has decided to license one major facility, but it will be in a metro area. The commission says that's all Oklahoma can support at this time. But these people want a major track in their part of the state.
Well, I'll tell you how they feel out there. Who got out and worked for this? They feel just like Moses did when he called out, "Let my people go." That's the way these people feel out there. They want to have an opportunity to track.
And the complaints are still coming in. Today was the deadline for written comments to be accepted by the commission. One group sent 118 letters demanding the commission license more than one track in the state.
Their basic theme was that they were for having more smaller tracks, more than just the major track. In fact, it ran anywhere from 2 to 3 up to 5 different tracks located throughout the state.
The commission has said they feel there is room for a major and at least one more smaller track in Oklahoma, approximately the size of Blue Ribbon Downs. But the commission has also said that track will have to wait until the major facility is licensed. Meanwhile, they expect to take more heat for their policy. They meet next week to discuss the issue. Kevin Ogle, News 4.
Do by yourself?
I do it automatically. You know, I'm for, they make spot checks.
Well, when they stop you, what will they, in your opinion, is
safety of the public or the equipment that go under public brakes? I don't know. Tripoli's.
Far as my knowledge, I've never done anything such as that. I'm sorry that somebody would make such an allegation. My sister does own the Rattler City Trucking Company. However, I do not think at the present time it's even in operation. It may be, but I don't think so.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter, just I think a natural kid is the most important thing. They'll be hosting our family time hour on Showtime.
Not real reason. We had one about.
Well, we've developed several leads in the surrounding states as to where he might be, but so far all those leads have pretty much fallen to the wayside. So we're hoping that the release of this photograph today might develop some leads from the general public that we might not otherwise get.
of progress are finally in motion, and the work is about to begin here. This repairman is building a little piece of Oklahoma City's future. He's helping with the finishing touches of the CMI plant that will soon begin to turn garbage into energy. It took a long time for the idea to become reality. That's reflected in the 6-year struggle between the CMI Corporation and the Oklahoma City Council. Today, the council had to decide what exactly to do with the CMI plant. It has been over a half a decade since the idea was introduced. The council had to officially enter into a contract that would give CMI all municipal solid waste. The city pays CMI to take it, and CMI uses it to produce gas and electricity. It's a proposal that most council members felt had to be decided.
I'm ready to ask for the ordinances and the questions, and I'm ready to get on and see where the vote is on this. And if we're not happy, let's vote it down, and if we are, let's vote it ahead and move forward.
The council passed the measure, but there are still questions. One of the problems the council struggled with was what effect it will have on city residents. One councilman fears it could lead to higher garbage rates in the future.
Well, it means that that we are going to have a lot less garbage in about 4 years going to landfills. And we are going to have higher costs.
It will cost more to take the garbage to this one plant than to landfills, and Gilbert says he hopes he won't be sorry he voted to make the change. Plant officials say they will be ready by December 2nd, but it could take the city as long as 90 days to get the system switched. It has taken 6 long years, but now this innovative program is on the verge of becoming reality. Kevin Ogle, News 4.
Accused killer Rex Moore came to court wearing the same medical gloves he's worn since the May 7th fire, which claimed his wife's life. Tammy Moore could not speak after she suffered her fatal burns last May. However, an Oklahoma City police detective testified the victim made a dying declaration shortly before she passed away. The policeman said he asked Tammy Moore, "Did your husband do this to you?" Mrs. Moore reportedly nodded her head, yes. A fire department arson investigator testified that, in his opinion, the blaze which took Tammy Moore's life was intentionally set. The arson expert said that he believes Rex Moore poured gasoline on his wife and set her on fire. According to the expert, the couple struggled and Moore accidentally set himself ablaze. Rex Moore reportedly told fire investigators at the scene his wife set herself on fire. The murder defendant reportedly claimed he burned himself trying to save his wife from her suicide attempt. The defense's suicide theory is bolstered by the fact that 2 alleged suicide notes were found at the fire scene. However, prosecutors claim those notes are phonies, planted by Rex Moore after he set his wife on fire. Scott Wallace, News 4 at the Oklahoma County Courthouse.
Should have a good, strong track record of having protected scores of thousands of acres of the most important natural areas left around the state of Oklahoma. If we haven't done that in 10 years, we ought to be out of business.
A new realism spawned the summit. The summit itself was a good start, and now our byword must be steady as we go. I am, as you are, impatient for results. But goodwill and good hopes do not always yield lasting results, and quick fixes don't fix big problems. I've made it clear to Mr. Gorbachev that we must reduce the mistrust and suspicions between us if we are to do such things as reduce arms. And this will take deeds, not words alone. And I believe he is in agreement.
Mabel Bassett Correctional Center opened its doors today to a delegation of lawmakers from Nevada. Their mission, find out how to set up an effective prison management system and to see how an industry can operate using inmate labor and still benefit the state.
We understand that you have model programs in terms of prison industries, and what we want to do is we want to come and look at your programs from two facets. One, we understand that you're very structurally sound in terms of management, and we're very interested in that in Nevada, as well as the types of diversification of materials and furniture and goods that you're doing.
After a quick tour of the entire facility, correction officials steered the group to Mabel Bassett's Industry Center. That's where the female inmates here are employed as data processing clerks on jobs contracted to other state agencies.
Our major customers are the Tax Commission, Oklahoma Employment Security Commission, and the Health Department.
The state gets work processed at reasonable cost, and the inmates earn money for themselves. It's all a cost-saving process that this Correction Study Committee hopes to employ back home.
Nevada has the largest incarceration rate in the United States, and because we lock more people up than anyone else, we need to lower the cost of incarceration. And so by developing prison industry programs, we hope to do that.
The Nevada delegation is also looking over other facilities in Oklahoma, as well as those in Colorado and Illinois. They hope their fact-finding mission will help them make a more cost-efficient correction system in their home state. Storm Smith, News 4.
Have anything to say today at all? No. Were you surprised by the judges?
I have no comment whatsoever.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to go home.
Do you think maybe that you're being blamed for something that was totally
I have no
John
comment whatsoever.
When I put my foot in my mouth, I was talking about thank yous, and they're still acute. And I really believe it's not. One other housekeeping chore before.
Turn it this way and see if it won't read. See that? So it has to be.
In any new system, you are going to have problems, but
we're hoping that there'll be minimal problems and that we can work out all the bugs before the big elections.
It's no doubt. When you ask a school district eventually to cut 9% out of their budget, when 80 to 85% of their budget is in salaries, what they're cutting is the operational expense, and it's going to hurt.
The best way they can help us is, one, report the accident to their agents, and secondly, wait a couple days before making an appointment here at the claim office so we can be sure to have had their paperwork taken care of and avoid any unnecessary delay for them while they're here at the claim office.
We're number one! Yay, Oklahoma!
And as a player and being a part of the whole team, the way we played tonight, I feel great, and Miami lost, and it helped us out a whole bunch.
It'd be great to look up at that scoreboard in Owen Field, and it says 1986 and national champions. And, you know, I've always said, gosh, I mean, you know, give us an opportunity, you know, to put that number up there. And, gosh, I mean, you know, I never did dream about this, and it's such a great feeling. And, you know, I'm just so happy. You know, I'm happy with, you know, the whole state of Oklahoma. They supported us, and the fans were great tonight. And it's their national championship, and they deserve it just like us. So thank you, fans out there.
called cabs to get a person home. So the awareness got to be spread around. The students in the school, the SAD chapters, they did some programs over the holidays too. So I think that what we've done, some of the work that we have been doing, is now getting across to other people.
It's been effective.
Yes, I think so.
A series of armed robberies have been occurring outside local churches in the north central and northeast area of Oklahoma City. Two black males armed with a small blue steel revolver are robbing their victims when they either open or close the church for the day. They are described as this black male about 6 foot, 150 pounds, with a medium afro haircut. The second subject is also a black male about 5'8" to 5'10", 140, 150 pounds. Both men have been wearing dark leather jackets, dark pants, and dark baseball caps. If you have any information about the two really brave armed robbers you saw reenacted on Crimestoppers, call us at 235-7300. You could earn up to a $1,000 reward. For Crimestoppers, thank you very much. I'm Detective Sugar Smith.
What the frequency of deleterious effects are going to be at, as I said, an epidemiologist would be very hard pressed to come there to answer the question, how much radiation or how much. I would say an epidemiologist would be very hard pressed to go in there 10 years from now, 15 years from now, and to find a higher cancer rate or a higher rate of any human malady caused by the radiation.
I think about a dozen, but he's charged with one right here.